All right. What up, man? Y'all already know who it is, man. It's the Virility Kings podcast, man. We coming back at y'all, man. Y'all know it's Black Superman Kevin, Black Superman Lewis. I got my man Tony Magnum back in the building, man. How you feeling today, Tony?
I am feeling excellent, feeling productive, feeling masculine, and actually ready to talk about the big things.
Hey, that's lit, man. That's what's up. So, yeah, guys, as you can see in the title, man, I mean, it's clear as day. Masculinity is being demonized and canceled. And, we're just going to dig deep on that because I think this is a serious thing. I mean, it's something that's been happening for some time. I feel like people are starting to wake up more. They're starting to really see the truth. But, some people still might be a little asleep. Some people still might not really be seeing, this stuff that's happening right in front of our faces. And like I said, I think it's a real issue because if we're going to take masculinity out of the mix, stuff is going to be even more and more messed up. So, um, you know, and I mean, reality, history, and everything shows that. So we're gonna get into it, man. Hope y'all had a dope Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? Hope you had a good one too, Tony. Um,
I,
that's what's up, man. Mine was all right. Mine was pretty decent. But yeah, we're gonna dig into this, man. We're gonna get into it. So listen, we could all agree masculinity is under attack, right? The first thing that we should dig into first is how. Like how is masculinity under attack? Tony, what's your view on that, man? How is masculinity under attack right now?
the one thing you're seeing is when it comes to the sheer talk of masculinity and male issues, it's being censored. That's how it's being attacked because the idea of men in general having issues it's just like we're not allowed to talk about it. We mentioned it before in a previous episode. Suffer in silence. However, that suffering, there is no. A lot of men will toe the line and toil. They will suffer in silence, but the payoff is supposed to be there. We're not getting paid off. We're just being expected to toe the line, and we don't know where we're actually our end goal is. So that's part of the problem when it comes to men, our masculinity being under attack. Somebody else right now has control of those reins, guiding us to over a fucking cliff. And so the censoring we're seeing right now on the YouTube, the controlling of the trying to control the language and the overprotectiveness of females is so blatant right now. I don't know how anyone can argue it. Like they want to argue about they want to double down on the victimhood narrative for women. It's like, let's ask the big question before you go on that whole feminist speaking point list, your script. What rights do men have that women don't have? That should have been noted a long ass time ago. But here we are, we're still listening to women whine, and somebody is, yes, dangled. They got women hook, line, and sinker, and then men are following the fucking women, unfortunately, because we view them as the prize too damn much, and that's why things have been just going slowly, slowly downhill. The idea of a big, strong male figure to keep people in line and to keeping them focused to their purpose is being demonized. So we do not have any more just literally big, strong men to basically, hey, this is our job. We're going to do it.
Big facts, man. I totally agree with that, man. Man, you hit a lot too. Like you hit a lot with what you were saying, and I agree with all of that. And like, in all honesty, bro, I just feel like there's so many things that's coming against the aspect of masculinity. Whether it's this big, conglomerate of women, you know what I'm saying, women in these different movements, obviously the feminist movement, but not just that. I mean, the government, you know what I'm saying? If we want to talk about the government and if we want to talk about like the benefits that women have, if they do try to be the power of the household, even if things don't work out between the woman and the man, the government has things established to a degree where women will be, pretty much paid. You know what I'm saying? I mean, pretty much paid off, pretty much like rewarded in a sense if she gets the man out of the home. And at the end of the day, if we're going to talk about masculinity, we know that it is in our nature to dominate, not dictate, but dominate in our home, right? But not just dominate, love, protect, you know, lead, add order and structure. You know, these main pillars and principles when it comes to being masculine in a home. If women are being incentivized to get the man out of the house, that's a clear indication right there. You know what I'm saying? That's how they're doing it. I mean, that's one of the biggest. That I feel like that was the birth of this big movement where women was kind of like, I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? This crazy concept. You know, especially in the black community, like this. I don't need no man. I don't need you. Well, that's the first effect. That's the first attack on masculinity right there. Telling a man that you don't need him. And in all honesty, unfortunately, it could be used against us if we allow ourselves to be manipulated. But a man thrives off of being needed, right? We thrive off of that because that's our position. That's our power. That's what we were created to do. We were created to work. We were created to establish. We were created to build. So, you know, when somebody needs us, we fit right in there because that's what we were built and crafted to do. So, you know, I feel like that's like the biggest that right there. That's one of the ways that we're masculinity is being attacked, like clearly. Um, I mean, if we say how, we can go down a long list. I mean, we being masculinity, I feel like is being attacked in the television programming. You know what I'm saying? In the movies, and the movies, and the definitely in the movies, definitely in the entertainment world. You know, definitely,
Quick,
yeah.
a quick note on that. The two movies that recently came out, The Woman King and the second Black Panther, sorry. They especially for the black community, they are trying to put that female lead, that empowerment figure out there because it's that old mammy trick, it's that mammy mentality. But the
Yeah.
mammy just doing it for she's literally probably black people gonna be mad at me for this one. She's the one tap dancing for the white man because we're following her lead, and now here we are just being simps for freaking well, my mama black, and so I gotta listen to her. To any old bitch? Are you serious?
Exactly. I mean, that's real. And I mean, and that's a great example. You know, we could get into conspiracies all day, and I ain't scared to go there. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure, especially with the rest of the things we're gonna be touching on this topic, we're gonna get into conspiracies. And you know, the biggest thing that I could say is that is something that has been done subtly for the last 40 years, bro. If we want to go back to all the movies, TV shows, they always was kind of putting that stuff in little by little, real subtly. But as we can see right now, it's becoming rampant. There's like this rampantness of overly feminizing movies, overly feminizing men, this major push on putting women as lead roles and roles where men clearly are meant to lead. You know what I'm saying? It's getting crazy. The Woman King. I don't want to ruin it for anybody who hasn't seen Black Panther 2 yet. But what I will say is it's a clear feminine push in The Woman King. Um, I mean, I'm sorry, the Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. That's what it is, Black Panther Wakanda Forever. There's a clear push of femininity and feminine lead, feminine power. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to give it away because it's a good movie. Don't get me wrong. I like the movie. But at the same time, there's clearly a feminine push in that movie. And not only that, the men in the movie, I mean, they ain't looking as ripped and as lean as they used to look. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna stop. I ain't gonna say nothing else. I don't want to ruin for nobody. But my point is yeah, man, this has been happening for so long. But not even just in the movies. We can talk about music. We could talk about musicians. We could talk about. Uh, we can go through all the different eras of music. We can go from the 50s to the 60s to the 70s to the 80s to the 90s. There's been this real subtle emasculation push on men, whether it's having long curly hair, pressed hair, whether back in the 50s they was doing the finger waves, you know, like women do. Just all these different subtle attacks. And, you know, that's just 30% of the iceberg with me and you saying. You know what I'm saying? They've been attacking masculinity for a long time. And it's all about getting us mentally and programming our minds to try to take on this new agenda and this new aspect. But we can't. we won't. If we walking in our masculinity, that won't allow us to. But I digress on that one. But anything else you want to touch on that, Tony? Like in terms of how masculinity is being demonized and canceled.
We tapped on it a little bit. I want women to understand this. Y'all are being the tools of this manipulation. The little dangle thing of gold trinket, little sparkle thing, the power of it and independence, all that bullshit is the trick they're using. The reason why it's hard to talk to a lot of people about this, men and women, is because it's so normalized right now. Oh, we've
Mm,
been like this for a long time. Has it? This push thing has been going on for so long. And this whole idea of women trying to be, let's see, women trying to be equal to men, it's all about tearing down men.
yep.
How come you can't be? The idea of women being held to an actual male standard, this level of accountability, they don't want that. They argue against it all the time. So how can you argue for equality if you're busy tearing down it, tearing down to this other standard? That's basic. That is very childish. Number one, I always try to, when I'm talking more mad shit about it, I always equate women are just spoiled children. It's like we gave the keys to a damn fire truck to a 10-year-old when it comes to women having rights.
Facts.
So I would dare argue that the feminine mindset needs to get out of seats of power. I would argue that. Am I saying that women shouldn't have the right to vote? I can make another step on that, but that's all hypothetical here and there. If you're going to just ask me as an individual, but
Mm,
it's like, yes, we got to understand if you're going to be equal, there needs to be a standard of adultness. That's what we need to find. Where's this baseline of what it means to be an adult? That's as gender neutral as I'm going to be.
yeah.
Because if we're always going to excuse a particular person because of their genitals from any kind of accountability or suffering of their consequences, what does that say? And then the other group, you should know better. Oh, you want to whine, you want to do this. That's so fucked up. And more men need to actually speak up against it. So that's I think we'll wrap it up on how right there.
Totally, man. I totally agree with that, man. And you hit some great points. And um, yeah, I mean, the only way that we'll be ever able to become more aware of what we can do in situations is by breaking it down and by dissecting each and every area concerning the situation or the issue or the problem so that we can solve it. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a problem. Whether people want to realize it or not, if they ain't realized it yet, this is a problem and we have to do something about it. You know what I'm saying? Point blank, period. We got a couple questions in the chat. Um, or rather not questions, but more statements. Noisy Cricket, what up, man? Salute to you. He said facts. He said don't spoil it for me. Oh, talking about Black Panther. Yeah, I got you, man. I ain't gonna do y'all like that, man. My bad. And then he said the way these rappers dress now. Talk to him, man. Straight up. Please don't get me started on how these dudes been dressing. And this started. I feel like this started back in like 2011, bro. Like 2012, 2011, 2012. That's when it went to a whole nother level, and men started wearing dresses and all this extra shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just a lot of nonsense, just blatant, effeminate type stuff that was happening. I feel like it was like 2011, 2012, and that's when it really just started, man, which was crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. All right, so we're gonna move on to the next part. So the next question is why is it under attack? Like why is masculinity being demonized and canceled? Why is it? What you think, Tony? What's your point on that?
The why is, I believe, is for control. So there's somebody out there. Like I said, the women are the pawns. So the bigger brains than us who've already been in power. Like I said, I'm not trying to sound so conspiracy. I guess it's become me as a low level person. It's like just do your fucking job and stop being a dick. That's how I feel like when you got certain levels of power. But there are people out there who are masterminding this shit, and they know that if they can just wherever they lead the women, women are drawn to power. So whatever the power element is leading them, the men are going to follow. An example would be Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness, their whole freaking business model was, what was a judgment-free zone. We could do what we want, yada yada. We could still have pizza and Tootsie Rolls. They did all this mess. And who is that really appeal? If you're talking about a standard man and a standard woman, who's that going to really appeal to? Most likely a woman.
Woman.
But the sense men know this. Here's the sad thing: we keep going along with this because they know that men want to get pussy, and
Exactly.
that's where the problem is. We are not being we're not focused on our purpose of building and being providers, protectors, and being respected for doing that work. We don't have that backbone anymore. The single mother homes, the female incentives, and all that bullshit, it's broken us to that point. So wherever the women go, here come the men. And that's where the Planet Fitness is getting their money, from the recurrence of freaking a lot of men just being in there. Of course, it's the lazy fucker who can go in there and pay $10 a month, and they don't even have to worry about they're going to the gym anymore. It's just $10, no big deal.
Yeah.
First of all, that's your $10 still gone that you're not using. And second of all, you did it because you know the women went in there. Stop fucking playing. And we're trying to we try to censor ourselves too about this whole idea of a lot of these conversations right here. The reason they're so taboo is because, yes, the women tend to get more upset. Not all women. I don't do that. Men do it too. That shit. You heard me go on my little rants on that one. But
Yeah.
that's part of the tabooing, the censoring, because oh no, and this is what men are being raised to think. Oh no, I better not say this obvious thing, this thing that's actually happened. I better not point it out because it's going to upset this woman, and if she's upset, then I'm not going to get any pussy. You never knew you was going to get that pussy in the first place, but there you are doubling down on simping to, oh, well, I got to be nice to the woman because, get pushy, get put. God damn it. It irritates me. I'm like, you really going to let pussy control you that damn much? Bro, she's not that into you. If she really was, she would have approached you. But we're not here talking about dating. It's just the whole idea of the promise of pussy that's guiding men. Women are just stupid because, oh, I can get to have a little power. Yay. Somebody made a comparison about, I believe one of the big censored names, Andrew Tate. He made a comparison where a woman can make $100 in a day, and she thinks, oh, I can make $100 a day. Where a man makes $100 in a day, now he's thinking he can make 700 in a week. It's a different mindset. But we're being led by the short-term thinker, the ones like, ooh, piece of candy. That we're being led by that one.
This impulsive idea, like this impulsivity idea, and that's a very feminine thing, like impulsivity.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny too because you said control, and I feel like that was a great word to establish why and to define it. I think the best way to control a people is to put them in a position where they don't think for themselves, they don't have any type of order and structure. They just kind of just go and just flow, go with the flow, go with the river flow. And where does that really come from mostly? It comes from masculine energy, order, structure, rules, principles. We talk this is masculine. You know what I'm saying? Like this is masculinity. And I feel like that's the reason why they attack it, because they know if we have more homes with masculine men in them and establishing this, then we'll have more children being raised in a manner of order and structure, independent thinking, confidence, strength. You know what I'm saying? These key things and principles to lead and to live a very strong life, and honestly, the life that you want to live. So that's why they would do it. They want us to be docile. See, like at one point, the main focus was the Black community. We know, because of a lot of reasons. I won't dig deep into that. I'll probably say that for another video. But now they don't care. They don't give a damn about if you white or Black or anything. They want complete control of the people at this point. You see what I'm saying? So how do you do that? Because if you think about it, Black people ain't the only ones who are being who have this agenda being pushed down their throats. I mean, this goes to all races now. You see white women moving in this feminist movement, Black women moving in this feminist movement, Black, white, Asian, all the nations in this country. And they're all pushing it in this modernized way. in this modernized effect. They're pushing that agenda on all these different types of races. It's literally to push a docile nation. They want the people to be docile so that they can control us more easier and they can turn us away from our true power and our true identity. I think that's why. That's why they attacking masculinity, because they know if you got more masculinity in the home, like I said, you're gonna have more order. You're gonna have more structure, mostly, obviously. Um, and everybody gonna start thinking. They're gonna start using their brains and their minds. And they're gonna start thinking like, yo, I don't have to follow their system. I can follow my own system. I can create my own system. I can create my own life. I can create my own, like how I want to do things. You know what I'm saying? It's all about indoctrination and institutionalizing us. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So I honestly think that that's the main reason why masculinity is under attack. I think it's way more deeper than just men and women being against each other, but that's what they want to make it seem like. I think it's way more deeper. Um, it is. It's not about the woman and the man for real, but that's how they want us
No,
to think.
it's yeah, I do bring a lot of attention to that because I'm bringing the attention to the fact that women are being used as the pawns to help make this happen. Because after the men get in line chasing the women, then whatever that main order that's drawn in the women, they're going to manipulate the men to doing what they want.
Exactly.
That's what's going on. And another example is in the schools right now. They are trying to keep parents, the people who breed children, they're trying to keep them out of the decision making of the state to tell the kids to freaking do this gender reassignment bullshit.
Oh my God.
A
Bro,
child, another example of a childish mind trying to make decisions of a situation they don't fully understand. They're trying to go even lower. Okay, we got the women tripping and we got men following them. Now let's get their kids. Let's get them all sorts of fucked up. Man, I cannot stand it. It gets me upset. It's like, who do I need to choke? Point me to the right motherfucker so I can choke his ass right now.
who do we both need to go choke, Tony? Picture that. These two big brothers going up in the office and just choke slamming everybody in there.
Like immediate, whoever the head, whoever the, I guess we're gonna do prison rules. Whoever the head honcho is, we're stomping that motherfucker out, and then we're like, we're done. Are we done? I'm looking at every one of you. You with the rainbow hair, are you fucking done? You over there, that fat man with the goddamn tits and the lipstick, are you done? Nah. Like who's
Who won it? You know what I'm saying? Who won it next?
it is coming. I believe it is coming to a point where the people with these two strong opposing fields is going to have a head slam at
Oh
one
yeah.
point. The cowardly people, they don't want that. That's why they've been undercutting masculinity for a long time. They don't want the opposition. It's like the movie three. It's like the movie 300. 300. That was a great ass movie. Talk about a whole bunch of masculine dominance and shit in there. Yada yada. Right. But
Mhm.
here comes the sophisticated Persians coming in. Just go ahead and lay down your arms and do this for the Persian Empire. And what did that messenger get? This is Sparta. Sparta kicked in the chest. Fuck that shit.
Kick the heck. His whole life left him before he even dropped. Like kicked him all the way down that damn pit, bro. His whole life was gone. But yeah, man, that's real. That's a great analogy, man.
Because
Like,
they don't want they don't want that. They don't want the conflict and the fight. So that's why they're doing this long-winded manipulation tactic. And these psychopaths, whoever you want to call them, that are in charge and leading this, trying to guide it to wherever just so they can have control, it shows how cowardly they are. They don't know what it's like to actually uh, work. You grab your. I know this pisses off AOC, but grab yourself by your bootstraps and lift yourself up. They don't appreciate that, and the respect the common man, the common middleman who actually has to do that. Even the man who's below him, now he had to develop a lot more characteristics to even get the break even point. That respect to actually do that, the encouraging of hard work. Imagine being incentivized. I don't know what workplace you've ever been in, but imagine a workplace that actually incentivizes you for doing more work.
oh man.
Where is it? I've never seen it before, but we always hear people whining about, oh, their kids, they need X amount of time off, X amount of sick pay, and whining. We always cater to them, but the motherfuckers who are there putting in overtime, picking up their slack, and just making sure that shit actually works. It's just like, oh, that's what you're supposed to do. Then sometimes you just gotta get the balls in the backbone to just fucking leave. Your loyalty's been taken care of. Personal example, sorry, I'm getting heated from that because it's like, really, the person who's doing more work, you're just going to shit on them and expect them to keep doing more work rather than tighten up these other motherfuckers or you rewarding the person. Hey, he did so many overtime. Let's give him, like, I don't know, some extra time off or something like that. It's like, on one hand, I don't want to beg for it, but it just makes sense. Why wouldn't you reward the harder worker? Oh no, we don't want to make people feel bad. Well, do fucking more work and you'll get the same reward as that fucker. What's wrong with you?
Exactly. Exactly. It's common sense. I remember that. I actually, like, where was I working at? I remember working at a job where we got incentivized if we did overtime. So if you did overtime, you would obviously get time and a half, but they started doing double time. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember where I was working at. I feel like I was at a warehouse, but it was mostly men. You know what I'm saying? Of course, because men understand that concept, and maybe that's why they're doing away with it simply because of that. You know what I'm saying? That's probably another attack for real. Like that's another way to attack men who would actually love that and utilize that because of that masculine nature to want to, you know, create more income to do whatever they want to do, their own agenda. Hint,
The
hint.
spirit, the spirit of competition is being killed.
Oh my God. That's the biggest thing right there. That's probably the biggest attack on masculinity. And that's I actually went through a great deal of that attack. This idea of losing that natural masculine aspect and worldview that, hey, I'm competing with all these other men out here to do for myself and my family. I ain't even gonna cap. Like I lost that. And I think men could easily lose that just by, I guess, adapting to how this system is. Like, this matrix, like just adapting to how it's all set up and how everything's presented to you. It's like your mind don't even be thinking on that no more. It's just like, let me just go out here and create something and do this, that, and the third. But no, this world really is a dog eat dog world. Like you got to look at it like that. You got to look at it like, it's either them and their kids get taken care of, or it's me and my kids get taken care of. And now that my mind is shifted there, I'm like, boom. Now I got that gear back on. Now I can utilize that energy that I'm actually very powerful in when it comes to sports, when it comes to any type of like literal competition. I'm a beast. You know what I'm saying? But I realized I wasn't utilizing that in that area. Look, totally like, oh shit. Hey, I'm keeping it 100, bro. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm gonna be real. Real myself, and that was the mistake. I wasn't utilizing that natural gift in that area, so I've suffered. But now that I'm using it, it's a different energy. It's like a and they don't want us to utilize that for that. Because that turn on your Spartan mode, Spartan. You ready to slay some shit to take care of your family. That's how we supposed to be as men.
If you're a man hearing this right now, you're not getting a little fired up. Like, damn, am I been slacking? If you don't hear that little voice in the back of your head, something wrong with you. You need to double check yourself like 3 times.
Yeah,
that's six checks right there. You need to do 6 checks.
Yeah. You need to get your levels checked too, because that's the other way that they're attacking it too. That's going back to the how. That's another way that they're attacking masculinity too, is by pushing all these overly processed foods that's lowering your testosterone levels and raising your estrogen and causing increased aromatization to happen in your body. So now, you got all this bound up testosterone, and you ain't even utilizing it as free testosterone because it's being converted back into estrogen. You know what I'm saying? And we can go into the foods. We can go into all the different foods, all the different pesticides and stuff in vegetables and produce. We can go into the list goes on. But that's another attack too. You know what I'm saying? Attacking the food that we eat. We are what we eat. Shoot, I'm feeling that right now after the weight that I just gained. I'm like, dang, I'm feeling it, and it's a real thing. We are what we eat. But to piggyback on what you were saying about that, yeah, you know, if you're not getting, if they're not getting fired up, or if you're not getting fired up from this, you really need to reflect on yourself and really ask yourself, like, yo, am I walking in masculinity or am I not? You know what I'm saying? Because it happens to the best of us. Don't feel sorry. Don't feel down about it, man. Don't feel beat up about it, man. We fall down, we get back up. You know what I'm saying? We're men, bro. Like, we ain't gonna fall down and be crying and shit.
What,
Oh, my leg. Get up.
one last note on that. If you are feeling some type of way, and if we're hitting a truth that's hitting home with you, don't feel mad. Don't be mad at us. I'm not trying to say this on some ego trip. It's something that you gotta. It's a spark that's telling you I'm not on the right track. Double check yourself and get yourself on the right track. It's kind of like we already know what to do, but on that same note, just because you are male doesn't mean what you currently are doing is necessarily masculine. There's a lot of men who think that, and that's part of the programming. Just because you're a male, if you're going around still thinking about your feelings, you all lonely and all this other just pussy ass shit, but you try to excuse it just because, well, I still have a penis, that means I'm a man. No, you're a fucking pussy ass nerd. I'm telling you to man up, okay? Either A, accept your place as a pussy ass nerd, or you man the fuck up. Okay, maybe I need to change my priorities. I need to get a steak or something. I don't know. You need to get a steak, go run a mile, knock out some push-ups. That's something I had a lot of debates with a lot of people. Just because you're a man, a male, that doesn't mean everything you're doing is necessarily masculine. Because we talk about getting fathers in the homes and stuff like that. True, but are the men? We gotta worry about the selection of men now. Are the men that's going to be put in these homes? Let's just say there is, okay, this independent woman. She calmed down for a heartbeat. Okay, Poindexter, come over here. Poindexter, are you really ready to be a man and lead this woman? Well, I want to worry about her feelings. Nope, not you. Pick another bitch. Pick another man. That's how you got to do it. You got to worry about you got to look at yourself and actually tune up your own masculinity. And without here's the little caveat, just without so much of that stereotypical vibe. That doesn't mean you got to be a straight up knuckle dragger and try to fight everybody that you come across. No. Where's the threat? Mufasa policy, remember that? I'm only brave when I have to be. So allow the situation to dictate to a degree, but aim towards your goal. You know what? Right now, everybody freaking knock out 100 push-ups, drink a gallon of water, and we'll start with that. Start making that a regimen. That's Tony Madden special. Start right there. Gallon of water, 100 push-ups. Let's get it.
Hell yeah. After this live, after you see this live, go knock them push-ups up, kill it, And that's a fact. I mean, man, you hit it on the nose. Guys, the biggest thing that we could do is very masculine. It's always going to be self-reflection. Self-reflection, guys. We gotta reflect. Because if we're not reflecting, we don't know ourselves. We don't truly know ourselves. Because we change. As human beings, we change every day, bro. And if we want to stack up time frames, I mean, they claim that we are almost like different after 7 years, every 7 years. So we change. We're adaptive creatures. So as men, we have to self-reflect. Self-reflect, look at yourself. We got to be real with ourselves, and we got to accept the truth and be accountable for self. See, I think that's the biggest thing, man, as men, bro. Like, if we want to talk about guys who are in situations and they're not doing what they're supposed to, or say a woman do go find a man and she think that it's a good man and he ain't doing his thing, a lot of times it be lack of accountability, right? Just not being accountable for self, right? And this could be man or woman. We could be stuck in our traumas, stuck in the things that we don't realize we're still dealing with to this day, dealing with our shadow self, you know what I'm saying? And subconsciously destructing and messing our life up constantly. That takes work. It takes work. And as men, we got to accept three things. One, there's three things that's going to always be in our lives, no matter what, right? No matter what we do. One is pain. It's something that we got to accept. Pain. It will always show up in life. Another is, one is pain. Another is uncertainty. Uncertainty is always going to be present in our lives as men. And another
You're
one.
breaking up. You're breaking up kind of bad now.
Okay. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a lot better.
A lot better. All right. Dope. So I'm gonna rephrase that. So there's three things, right? There's three things that's always going to be in our lives, no matter what. There ain't nothing we can do about this, right? And as men, if we accept this, we're moving more in our masculinity. All right. One main thing is going to be pain. There's nothing we can do about it. We're going to experience pain in life. It's a part of life. Whether you stub your toe or like you break somebody break up with you, a chick break up with you, and it's painful for you. It is what it is. Pain. We can't avoid it, right? It's going to happen anyway, however we look at it. Another thing is uncertainty, right? Uncertainty. There's nothing we could do about it. We just have to accept that uncertainty is always going to be present. So we got to accept it. And then the third one is the need for constant work, right? Like we're always going to need to constantly work on something. And I feel like as men, if we accept these three things, we're walking in masculinity because we have no room to be in denial. We have no room to be anxious about it because we've already accepted these things. So that's the biggest thing, man. I think our main focus should be focus on self-reflection and knowing where we stand and where we are in life and correcting things if need be, changing things if need be, adjusting things if need be, and being accountable, bro. I will respect a man all day. He could be a loser, right? He could be a loser, right? But I respect a man all day if he comes to me and says, I realize I'm a loser. Like I realize I'm a loser. I realize that I'm in this position because of me. Like I put myself here. I'm not gonna blame this woman. I'm not gonna blame this man. I could respect a man like that all day over a man who will be a loser and acting like his shit don't stink and acting like he got everything all together, right? Or focusing on the reasons why he in that
You
position.
got a heavy breakup going on.
All right, we good? Can you hear me?
Just barely. You sound all that robotic stuff.
Uh-oh, Mr. Robotnik. Can you hear me now? We good? What about now?
Still robotic. Still robotic.
See, they know what they're doing.
Did you just do a shout out? Did you just do a shout out to Mr. Dr. Robotnik?
Hell yeah. Shit. Can you hear me? We good now?
You're still in that robot mode, and still in your robot mode, and your face is stuck.
Oh man, what the hell? See, now I know something ain't right. Yo, what happened? See, I'm gonna start talking like my little daughter right now, man. What happened? You know what? I think I know what I could do to switch this around. All right, y'all. Hopefully y'all can hear me, man. If y'all can, cool. Um, if y'all can't, matter of fact, comment below and let us know if y'all can hear us, man. Um, point blank period, y'all. You know, that whole accountability thing. Like I said, I will always respect, a man who's gonna be accountable over a man who isn't. And that's man or woman. It don't really matter to me. Like it's the same concept. It could be a man or a woman. I'm gonna always respect them. Hey, you good now, Tony? We good?
There you go. Hi, how you doing? I'm back.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
It dropped me off. It dropped me off. I came right back. I was in my masculinity. I said, nope. Let me try again.
We in here, bro. We in here. But yeah, that's the main concept, man. The whole accountability thing. That's always gonna be number one. And I think that um, for us to focus on anything outside of ourselves in terms of our situation and where we are in life, it's not masculine.
Actually, you go ahead. You go ahead and move on to the next topic. I'm going to drop off and come back in. Okay.
All right, cool beans.
See if that will help reboot it.
Yeah. Hey, if y'all in the comments, can y'all do me a favor? Please let me know if y'all can hear me. if y'all could hear us, or if there's any type of disruption or any issues with the video, y'all. I just want to make sure y'all can hear us. If y'all don't mind, man, look out for your boy and comment in the comment section, man. Just so I can make sure that y'all can hear us, because we seem
Looks
to
like
be having
they don't
difficult.
want me to leave. Can you still hear me?
Oh shit!
Can you still hear me?
Hey Tony, you still there?
Yeah. According to what I'm seeing, I'm still here.
All right, all right. I'm gonna X you out, because the guys are saying that they can hear us, man. They say they can hear us good, so I'm gonna X you out, and then you can come back in.
They said they can hear us good. They said they can hear us good.
Yeah. They're saying it right now in the comments. So I'm gonna go ahead and X you out, man, and then you can try to come back in, bro.
All right.
But yeah, guys, yeah, this whole masculinity thing is serious, man. It is under attack. And I think we should really mount up, man, and get ready as soldiers, man, because in all honesty, as men, man, our masculinity is a serious thing. It's a prized possession. It's very valuable, and it could really change our lives and the people's lives around us, our loved ones, and all that, man. It's a purpose for why we have masculinity, or why we walk in masculinity naturally as men. You know what I'm saying? So we need to embrace that. Um, and I do see there's a lot of comments, y'all. So while Tony getting back in and getting situated, I'm gonna go over these comments. All right, because I am starting to see these comments, and I appreciate y'all for stopping in. And y'all like the video, man. Y'all like the video, man. I got a few of y'all in here now, man. So least y'all can do is like the video, because we digging deep. We got to talk about these things, man. And I'm gonna make sure I keep pushing this narrative, the narrative that masculinity is a great blessing, man, and we don't need to overlook it or follow the agenda to try to diminish it, man. It's powerful. All right. Okay. Wow, my man PN, bro. I ain't seen you in a minute, man. Salute. Glad to have you in here, man. Straight up. Salute, salute, salute. He said, I've always known and said this, and dudes who believe that they get mad for me saying it. Their subconscious, higher conscious gets mad at the truth for being both known and spoken. Oh yeah, bro, that's some real shit. That's some real rap, you know. There's a lot of people in this world like that, and not just men, but women. Some people can't handle the truth, right? I think sometimes the truth may spark certain insecurities or triggers within people, and they don't like how that trigger feels. Like they don't like how the truth that's being said. They don't like what truth it points out within them. So they'll immediately reject it, or they'll immediately come against it, because they'll take it personally. You know what I'm saying? They will literally look at it like, yo, this is an attack. This is not good for me. This is an attack. And I think that's the roughest position to be in. You know, I've been there. I've even been there. And I know people who've been there, and I started embracing the truth, and I started loving the truth, and the truth started setting me free, because it is written, man, the truth shall set you free. So yeah, man. Some people don't like the truth in certain scenarios because of what it triggers within them. And it's a real thing. I've been there. All right, noisy cricket. He said, I'm working out. He said, I'm working out watching this. That's what's up, man. Salute to my man Noisy Cricket, getting it in, man, hitting the gym and doing your thing. That's masculine all day. I did legs today. I was actually in the gym and I knocked out legs. So that's lit. Let's see. He said, I'm not, okay. Oh, wait. He said, I'm not hearing you. Break up on my end. Okay. So one person did say that we were breaking up. Yeah, y'all, it might have been something going on, man. I started hitting some real stuff. And things just, I guess, miraculously started messing up, right? We'll say that. We'll say that. Let me see what else we got going on. PN, he said, it's not you, super dude, it's him. He said super dude. Okay, I see. I see. I don't know though, because it's still kind of it's kind of breaking up a little bit right now, just slightly. I don't know. Let me see. Oh, there go Tony. He back, y'all. Let me. I'm gonna go ahead and pull Tony back in as we go over some of these comments. Hopefully, it's lit.
Hey,
What's up?
got some water while I disappeared.
Cool. Can you hear me good, bro? We good?
Yes, I can hear you good. How about you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good, man. It may be a slight delay, but it's not terrible, so we should be good. All right. Wow. So I went over. I just went over a comment from PN. This is actually a guy that used to be in a lot of my lives back when I would do lives by myself, and he was making some good points. One of the comments that he said was uh, pretty much talking about how he's always said and known that there was an attack on masculinity, and the guys that he was around, they really just here, let me pull it up. They really they really wasn't hearing them and vibing, and some of them would even get mad. And I kind of was just touching on like how some people just don't like the truth because of what it triggers within them. They don't like it. So like if they hear something true and it points out another truth within them that they're not, they may be shameful about, it may trigger shame. They may not like that about themselves, right? So that's more shame. And then they project that anger or whatever they feel on themselves onto the person that's speaking the truth. When that person is really just doing the right thing, speaking the truth. So I mean, it's a real thing, for real. Let me see.
There's a lot of people who they protect their ego by exuding knowledge. Like they want to sound like they know everything about any topic. And it's like they never came to a point where it's like, I don't know. Can you explain it to me? It's like that part is so humiliated to them. And I'll be the first to admit, if I come into a brand new situation I have no clue about, hey, who's the head guy? Can you guide me? What am I supposed to do? I have no shame in that because I don't want to go through the process jacked up or just totally going the opposite direction of what's supposed to be there. Why is my ego got to get involved here? I'm willing to accept guidance, but a lot of people they just don't want to hear that at all. It's like, yeah, I know, but you said the opposite of what we're doing. Yeah, I know that too. The fuck?
Bro, that is literally the exemplification of foolishness, right? Because if you don't like instruction or you don't like new knowledge, you're a fool. Like I had to accept that. And then a lot of the times that comes from, not knowing how to respect an authority or not knowing how to respect someone who may have more knowledge than you. Like I had to really come to this place where I was like, you know what, the only way I'm gonna get better and the only way I'm gonna learn is if I humble myself and start listening to other people and like asking people questions. Like some people they have too much pride within them to ask somebody for some knowledge or information if they don't have it, or ask for help. And I totally feel you on that, man, Tony. That's a real thing. You know, I think that's if you want to know when you're around a fool, one of the biggest indicators of being around a fool is somebody who don't like instruction. You know, don't like instruction, don't like when they're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that don't like when they're wrong, and yeah, and don't want help. If they need it, don't want to utilize the help that they get if they need it. So it's crazy. Um, let's see. All right, cool. So we're gonna go ahead and move on, man. We're gonna move on to the next portion of this topic, man. Masculinity is being demonized and canceled. So now the next question. The next question is who is attacking it? Who is attacking masculinity at this point? What you think, Tony?
Who? That's probably a really deep rabbit hole that we probably don't know. It's like I don't want to go to Illuminati levels or I don't know, evil elitist 1% levels. I don't want to go that route, but there are people who basically had a foothold on how the world is running, and they don't want to lose it. They feel threatened that they may lose it. I believe whoever that select group of people are, they're the ones who are planting the seeds of the undercutting of making sure no one else can replace them, unless it's the people they want to replace them. I don't know. It that's as much as I can say. I mean, I can't honestly point out, but people who are in the scope that are being, let's say the highest ranking pawn, I could say, are people of the, I would say, of the leftist viewpoint right now. Because they're the ones who are pushing the flames of this whole victimhood. Let me take care of you. Let the government, let this overpower take care of you. When no, we're supposed to take care of ourselves. And but yet we've been pushing that demonized masculinity, the idea of a man, being steadfast and grabbing himself up by his bootstraps. That's been demonized so damn much. And then you got women who believe that they can do everything on their own, but they can get everything without doing everything. It's that's so the leftists, I would dare say, are the ones who are pushing that a lot more. I'm not trying to say that so staunch right wing and whatnot, but I will consider myself a conservative because it goes against everything that helped build me up. You know, the race never held me back. I never like stopped a woman from doing anything because I guess I was raised by a woman. But the idea of being a responsible adult was the bottom line of my upbringing. So it's like all the conservative values of just work hard and do the right thing is staunch in me. And that's helped me grow and it helps other people grow. But you run into those people who are just straight up bricks and don't want to learn anything. And then they're the ones who sign up with the whole leftist field point. And it's like, why? Why don't you just take care of yourself? Why do you need to let Big Daddy in your life that much? Are you serious? But so I do. So the people in scope, I would say, are the leftist Democrats, what you want to call them. There are probably some of the rhinos in there too, but it's like you just let us do the work, let build ourselves in our little spot, and y'all don't interfere with that. If we can't keep it that simple and keep it moving, we're having problems. That's not we're going to have problems. We are having problems.
Man, that's real, bro. I totally agree with that, man. Like man, it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? We would all be lying if we said we knew, you know what I'm saying, exactly who. But I totally can see that aspect of, like the powers that be, you know what I'm saying, whomever is in that position. Um, and obviously, if it's man, then we know man doesn't, don't want to lose that position, pretty much what you were saying. So, they're going to do whatever they can in their power to solidify and to uh, pretty much ensure security. So, I mean, I totally feel you on that, and I believe that. But on a deeper level or spiritual level, like, and some people may look at me and be like, oh, that's pretty cliche, or it may come off as religious, but, I think it's the devil, man. I'm going to just be real. I'm going to keep it 100. Like, I think that it's evil and it's perversion. It's perversion against the order that was ordained and set up and that was established. And in my own personal opinion, I truly believe that. I believe that all of these different things are just perversions of what works, what was ordained, what was meant, and what works. And I think that that's why in all of these different aspects and all these different facets of the world and society today, we have all of these perversions. Like it's perversion. And whenever people talk like that, they be like, "Oh man, you just traditional. Oh man, you just you like an old timer." And it's like, no, it ain't about tradition or old timing. It's just the truth at the end of the day. Like it is what it is. Like this stuff is brand new in terms of how like how robust it is right now. It's like a robust, you know, moment of this shit, bro. Like it's just everywhere, every movie, every TV show, every anywhere. You can't even go nowhere. You can't even drive down the street without seeing some type of perversion from order and from structure. And when you start speaking about the leftists and liberals, I mean, just look at everything that liberals stand for. It's all perversion. But don't nobody want to talk about that. They want to say, "Oh, well now you're getting religious, now you're getting traditional, now you no 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 no. Let's just look at reality and see what the hell is going on. Like, keep it 100.
Let's start there. Yes, let's start there. And but I've been using a lot of more biblical terms like evil. I've been addressing a lot of this shit as evil because if the more the religious tones help build America itself, there's something to be said about that. At least the way and the method. There's something to be said there. So
Yeah,
maybe we're not religious today. How about we stay with what is tried and true though? If we cannot lose that fundamental right there. That's why I call myself a conservative. Like we gotta say what's tried and true. A lot of the modern shit that we have right now are distractions from that. They're distracting us. So now we're just doing what the fuck ever. I am so glad that my mother took that damn baby doll out of my hand when I was like, what? I don't know, 5, I think. It was a story where I played with this little Barbie doll. I remember my brain thinking, "Oh, it's a naked baby doll," but my mother stormed off that damn couch because she visited a friend's house, and she stormed off that damn couch. She snatched that thing from my hand. Boys don't play with dolls, and that was one of those shock points in my life that is still ingrained in me. And I thank fucking God, the higher power, whatever, the freaking telling me to at least have a mother like that who said no to that. Because if she didn't, it was more in this shit right here. Who knows what the fuck I'd be right now? Oh, it's horrible
bro.
to think about it.
A lot of people,
Because
man.
what they're doing right now is just, I'm sorry, what they're doing right now is just horrible. And it's like they don't even want to hear a middle ground. Like, example, let's just say there is a young, let's say a 15-year-old still having their confusion about their identity, whatnot. First of all, when we were all young, we were stupid. We could look back and see how stupid we were. We didn't know what it was doing. We were firing from the hip all the damn time. But then they want to try to give these adult life changing decisions, the keys to the damn semi truck to this little kid. No,
Mm,
when they turn 18, the legal adult age, then they could do what they want. Leave all that other perversion crap away from these young, influential minds. Let them learn how to be adults. That's what the whole being a child is about. All right, you get your little playtime, but you get to learn how to be an adult. Here you are in adulthood. Now do what you want. Best of luck. It's kind of rough, but it's like you got to kick the little chickens out of the nest every now and then, and that's their test. So if they decide to go through whatever operation to do whatever, you suffer those consequences. And if you decide to do a reversal, you suffer those consequences. That's where it comes from. But when they're young and kids, hell no, they're too damn stupid to really make those kind of decisions.
yeah, it's stupid. It's
Can you hear me?
yeah, yeah. I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Tony?
I can hear you a little bit. Just your screen is froze on me. What does it say? The 100% perfect purity in masculinity equals God. They need to flaw it. Sorry, I'm nearsighted. They need to flaw if it not completely eliminated masculinity to stop the true image and frequency of that. Hmm.
Can, can can you hear me now, Tony? We good? Are we good? All right, y'all. So I think we might be having some more difficulties, man, with this. But I'm gonna just piggyback on what Tony was saying. Like, yeah, man, it's rough. That whole concept, especially what they're doing to a lot of these young kids, man. Those kids aren't ready. Like they're not ready to make decisions like that, man. And they have no idea like what type of risk that they're doing. Like they don't know. They're not mature enough and even at a state where they could make a decision like that. They don't have the capacity. They don't have the mental capacity to be able to weigh the pros and the cons of a decision like that. Because, y'all know I'm all in the hormones. Y'all know I understand hormones. When you start using puberty blockers and you start messing with the natural process of your hormonal endocrine system, that can ruin your life. Not only will it mess you up, but it can literally ruin your life. And then you got these kids. They even got these kids doing the operations, and like, the boys becoming girls, cutting their penises off or doing the surgery. Yo, there's different videos coming out where people who did that when they were a kid are regretting it now. The suicide rate of these transitions, whether it's male to female, female to male with these surgeries, the suicide rate is crazy. I think it's like 40 something percent. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. And then when you want to talk about like the issues and the complications after those surgeries and when they're doing that stuff, the percentage is crazy high there too. And it's simple. It's because what they're doing is a perversion from what the body was naturally meant to do. That's why I say that all of this stuff is of the devil, because it's a perversion. You know what I'm saying? It's simple. It's simple math. Me and my wife, we always talk about this, right? And I always talk about how, with God, things are simple, right? With the devil, it's all over the place, and it's complex, and it's boom, boom, bow, bow, and it's impulsivity, and it's this, it's that, it's boom, it's boom, and it's real wide, and it's real broad, and like most of the world is gonna go and follow the devil, and then it's gonna be a narrow, small percentage of the people in this world that's gonna follow God, bro. You know what I'm saying? And when we even think even more deeper on that level, I feel like that's how masculinity is. Masculinity is more subtle, more collected, more level. I feel like femininity is more bounce, bounce, boom, boom, do, 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 moving, go, go, ha, hoo, he, you know? It's like popping and locking, you know what I'm saying? Like, they doing all types of moves and all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? They and it just is what it is at the end of the day, man. But, I think that when I think about the word of God, is he who have ears, he who have ears, listen. You know what I'm saying? Hear, take heed. You do that, you'll be fine. You know? So that's why it's important that we do this content, you know what I'm saying? Because for the men who need to hear this stuff, they're gonna hear it. For the men who are meant to see this stuff, they're gonna see it. And for the men who are gonna utilize it, they're gonna utilize it. It is what it is, you know. So let's see. PM was getting kind of deep. Let me pull that comment back up. All right. So PN, he said I've been led to something that explains everything about everything, and it's by just using a meter scale with positive and negative symbols. He said I was led to learn its existence and decode it. Okay, he get real deep. Let me keep playing what he talking about. He said that meter thing I mentioned actually explains something really trippy. It shows that the black male and white female is the masculine and feminine image of God. Okay, that's real deep, man. That's a whole nother debate right there. That's a whole nother conversation. But I'm never scared to talk about that stuff. I love that type of talk. But I'm telling you right now, yeah.
My little 2 cents on that. My mother always said that I will probably end up with a white woman.
Boy, don't let these black women hear that. Boy.
I'm sorry. But it's like when you hear something like this, like,
But
While she ain't one of these free spirited, liberals, we might have a conversation.
Yeah, some of the stuff I feel like there's a lot of there's a lot of information out in the world, man, concerning it all. I happen to be someone who believes in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? I believe that that is the word of God. And that's just something I stand on, and it just backs up. There's so much truth in it, and like right now, the way that everything is happening is in the Bible. Like it's prophetic. There's so many prophecies in the Bible. Um, everybody can say what they want about it, but at the end of the day, people can't deny the fact that a lot of the stuff that's in there is coming true right now. So um, that's just where I stand with it. I respect PN though, because PN he get deep, and I understand where he's going with it. You know, um, but to each his own. All right, bet. So now we're gonna move on to the last part, man. All right. So what can we do about this, man? What can we do, men? What can we do concerning masculinity and it being demonized and canceled? What can we do and what should we do? What you think about this, Tony?
I think it's very simple. Masculinity, all about that simple purpose, right? And I think it's very simple, but a lot of men are not going to do it given the way things are, this agenda push and the sacrifice is going to have to take. We have to stop concerning ourselves with what women want. I believe I said it before about the whole Adam and Eve comparison. We have to look at women as Eve has already been bought and sold by the snake. She's already bit the apple. She's just trying to seduce you to get the more promise power because the snake really wants you, men, Adam. So what happened to Adam though? He started thinking with his heart and his dick, freaking bit the apple too. The Garden of Eden's gone. So here we are, especially in America. So we got a bunch of men following the lead of women, worrying about what they want so much when they don't know what the fuck they want. And now America's basically falling into going to hell in a handbasket. So to fix that, men have to basically be a responsible adult in overdrive. Focus on your maybe you're not going to be rich and famous. Fuck that noise. Focus on your purpose. What skill set are you building? And build your own house with that skill set. Get your hands dirty. I'm actually on a path of that myself. When I told you about what I'm trying to do a new career path, getting my hands dirty. I'm getting out there, learning a
Mhm.
skill that is definitely scaring the shit out of me every fucking day. I was up on a huge ass thing. I was like, holy crap! But it was like um, one part don't be a pussy, one part don't be stupid. So I had to do some couple Mario jumps, and I'm still alive, thankfully. But made it happen. But be on that purpose, be on that skill, that driven purpose. Do that honest hard work with that respected payoff. And if a female does not want to follow your lead, then that's not the woman. That's not a good woman. Let's call it what it is. That's not a good woman. She's
Hey,
not in her how they call it, femininity. And I've been hearing a lot lately, especially black women, talk about, well, I'll get in my feminine energy when there's a man. No, no, no. I don't want to hear that shit. If you're not a feminine woman, don't even look my way. Basically, you want to come to me, have a sandwich or a glass of lemonade at the ready. Hi, you want a drink? If you're not that person, please leave me alone. Okay, I'm not going to spend time negotiating with you. And um, that's that other word out there that I'm against, the C word. We cannot compromise with women anymore. And compromise is for an unmasculine trait, a man who is lonely and desperate. If you're not lonely and desperate, there's no need to compromise. I had that conversation with somebody like that. He set up this whole nerd background. I just said no. I'm going to save that whole story for later. But we have to be strong, focused, and driven on building ourselves and building our castle first. Then that way we have a confident backbone and some balls actually built whenever a little female decides to come along and take part in what we got built. We're going to try to protect what we built more. Are you going to fit the place I made for you and be content there? And if not, it's not a controlling factor. If not, if she's not that woman, then you can leave. You have to be okay, men, with the fact of her leaving. It's okay. Don't let the promise of pussy be the apple leading you like freaking Adam. Don't let that happen to you, because right now we need more men to be that strong push. right there, that pushback. On that note of the pushback, shout out to RPM. He just did a article about how the birth rates are significantly lower, and how I think a third of men are not looking at fatherhood. On one hand, it's kind of detrimental. Like, holy crap, that shows that shit is really getting bad. But on the other hand, I believe it's the fight that we need. We need to not be a woman's safety net. We need to be your man, your provider, your protector. Yes, we're going to be concerned about your body count. Yes, we are not interested in your education. What you just all that you trying to pretend to be a man shouldn't want to be with another man. I mean, if you want to go that route. So why the hell, just because you got a vagina, that means I'm going to be with you when you got all this masculine energy? No, no. If that's one step, and then second step, honestly, that's the biggest move. If we get more men honestly focused on not worrying about, if we're building our success, okay, don't look at women as a prize. That's the goal. No, your success, when it comes to your success, women are a byproduct of your success. And that's what your goal is, to be successful, build yourself up, maintain your castle. Women are a byproduct of that. You want to get masculine? What? Who? A pimp? What's his name? Java the Hutt. That's the kind of man that you want to be. Just that guy freaking got bitches at the snap. That's the kind
Yeah.
of man you want to try to be.
Yeah.
I mean this. I mean that in like a superficial way, but it's like kind of get that mentality back there. Hey, I built this. Hey, you fine? You come over here. You can do this stuff. But as soon as that threat, as soon as she starts threatening or trying to take a piece of what the fuck you built, oh hell no, because that's your purpose. She threatened your purpose. It's time for her to go, and be okay with it. All right, that's me. How about you, sir? What's your tactic on battling this?
Now, what you said was powerful, bro. You hit a lot, and like, and I agree. I agree with everything, man. Everything you said. Um, in all honesty, I feel like the biggest thing is going to be self. Men accepting like who we are, accepting yourself for who you are, knowing who you are, right? Learning who you are. Embracing who you are. Because it took me a long time to realize that everything that we want and need starts with self. You know, um, I think one of the biggest mistakes that we make is looking outside of ourselves for what we want and need, because everything that we need is within ourselves. So, like love, fellow men, we've been lied to about love. We've been lied to concerning love. There's so many different indoctrinations that we've been taught. Oh, love is soft. Love is weak. No, it ain't. Love is powerful. The most powerful thing in existence, and it's strong. And love, honestly, men, a lot of us, we do a lot of the beta male and weak shit that we do because we're looking for love. And we're not realizing that love starts within ourselves, right? So the biggest thing that we could do, man, to come against this, to change this, is to learn how to love ourselves correctly. Now, all men don't deal with this, but I feel like every man has to learn. Every person, human being, has to learn how to love themselves. We don't just come out the vagina knowing how to love ourselves, especially if we done been through things in our lives, right? And especially if we've been around toxic people who don't love themselves either. So the main point is to learn how to love yourself, man. That's the first thing. We need to start loving ourselves, and not looking for external validation, external approval, or external, uh, you know, acceptance, and just accept the good and the right that's within us and follow that, right? Follow, follow the things that you hear that light up in your heart and make you feel like that's good for me. Listen to that. Don't waste your time with all this stuff that's leading you away from that. Um, Stick to your truths, develop principles, and stick to them principles. Choose, like think about what you value in life, right? And align all your principles, all your all your principles, all your self rules and your standards around the things that you value, man, and stick to it. Forget about the world. Forget about what everybody else think and feel. Forget about what your family think if they ain't aligning with it. Forget about what your girlfriend think if she ain't aligned with it. Kick her ass out the house. You know what I'm saying? End it with her. Keep it moving. That's how we fix this. I think the thing that the only way that this is going to really happen and work, and the only way that masculinity is really going to be fully canceled is if we give in, and we don't never have to give in. So the biggest way that we fix this is by not giving into it and embracing our masculinity anyway, learning more about it, understanding it, accepting it, not caring if the people outside of you don't like it or respect it or value it. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't control that. So I think the biggest lesson that I've learned at 34, man, I'm about to be 35 in December, man. I think the biggest lesson that I've learned is to always choose myself first, no matter what other people outside of me do. If people outside of me ain't gonna choose me, that's fine. But guess what? I'll always be chosen because I chose myself. You know, and then and then beyond that, God already chose us. You know, that's a whole nother conversation. But I ain't gonna dig into that because that's real huge. But yeah, man, we got to make sure we put ourselves first, man. Because if we keep looking for love, man, and going outside of ourselves looking for love, and we ain't finding it, we're gonna keep failing. And the best thing that we could do is just look inside of ourselves and love that part of ourselves that's seeking it. Love that part of yourself that feel empty. You love it. Stop trying to find other people to love it. You love that part of you. Stop being ashamed of you. We got to stop being ashamed of us. So these things, maybe stuff you did in the past that you don't like about yourself, or things that you feel shameful of, or things that you feel guilty about, man, you love that part of you. Don't be looking outside of you and trying to find people to accept that. Because guess what, man? This world, bro, people ain't going to accept it. You got to accept you first, and you got to love you first, and then everybody outside of you will love you. So I honestly think that that's the biggest thing we can do to fix this. If we all us men just start thinking like that, bro, we will be untouchable. It's not going to be canceled. You can't cancel that. It's too solid. You feel me? So
The
yeah,
only thing they can do is try to manipulate you into their way of thinking. I think somebody said something about the difference between being manipulated and persuaded. If it's not information about what you want to do, it's just basically, hey, here's a better route to get what you want. That's persuasion. Manipulated is some outside force trying to get you to do what they want you to do. Nah, fuck that.
yeah,
Be confident in what you're doing. You're going to right now. I'm being demonized for my position I'm taking to be even more independent. I'm doubling down on my factors of, I know I can freaking headstrong do this like a juggernaut, just plow right through. I'm already being demonized for it. I don't care. The reason being is because I'm not harming anybody and I'm making something of myself. You really want to shame me for that just because other people can't keep up? Fuck you.
it's crazy,
So
bro. Like,
I took a strong stance on this right now, man. And I'm enjoying it.
no, man, I agree, bro. Like, it's real. You know, and that's the world that we live in, and like that's what I mean. I think that's the thing that'll give us that security, and that'll always keep our masculinity secure, is if we learn how to just accept the people who don't accept what we want to do or what's in us or what's within us. You know, I think that was my biggest stumbling block. I think that was my biggest stumbling block, becoming a man. Becoming a man, I was so focused on people outside of me. I was so focused on what other people thought about what I wanted to do. And it literally stopped me, bro. It got in the way. It stifled me to the degree where I did not achieve what I wanted to achieve. But God is good. I think I was supposed to go through that so that I can help another man, you know? And then I'm still going to be able to succeed because now I know the truth, and the truth should set us free. So it is what it is, man. All right. Well, look, this was a dope episode.
It is
I
what it
feel like we
is.
really dug deep. Yeah, I feel like we really dug deep on this one, man. I appreciate this episode, and man, we're just gonna keep bringing this heat. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna stop, y'all. Subscribe, like the video, guys, if you liked and enjoyed this time. Subscribe. We're gonna be coming back live. We're looking to do it at least once a week at this point. again. So yeah, y'all stay tuned, man, and get locked in. Hit that subscription button and hit that notifications bell, man.
Oh, real quick plug. I also have a YouTube channel. I have it's Tony Magnum, and there's also my Instagram at Tony Magnum Zero because they shadow banned my last one. The powers that be trying to control the conversation. But
Oh,
yeah, hit me up on there if you want. I want to do more video game playthroughs. If you manage to hit the Cash App, it'll get me faster back into making more videos. So thank you. My little shameless plug. My bad.
bro, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. And yeah, from the videos that I've seen, man, it's very entertaining, guys. I highly recommend that y'all definitely subscribe to Tony's channel, man. If you like gaming and you into that, you just get ready to laugh, bro. I'm telling you right now, like, cause I couldn't stop laughing when I was watching. So, just get ready to laugh, bro. Like, if you're gonna watch it, for sure. But yeah, man. Well, cool, man. Look, y'all be blessed, man. We coming back at y'all next week, man. So like I said, subscribe, man. Hit that notifications bell, man. Y'all won't miss out. All right, y'all. Well, salute, man. Y'all have a good one.